Hello, my name is Ashley. I'm head of marketing for Acme Fashion, a rapidly growing footwear, apparel, and fashion company. We found ourselves facing a new challenge, a company mandate to increase customer centricity. And this year, we want to significantly grow our Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. We plan on rolling out a personalized campaign where customers will be guided to the products that fit their size, typical budget, and meet their preferences and buying intentions. Our goal is to increase sales by $3 million. And today, being November 14th, we have at least 2 weeks maximum to roll this out.
Wait, you mean you need this next week?
Sorry, yes. Mark is our director of IT at Acme Fashion.
And no magician. The last time we did this, remember we had this back and forth ping pong and I had to develop the processes to your requirements? And I think it took about 8 weeks.
True.
And this time we have a new European regulation to consider, the Global Data Protection Regulation, GDPR.
Which mandates us for explicit consent from our European customers when we deal with their personal data for one-to-one interactions.
Right. And I don't even have this opt-in data in my system. You outsourced this data to a third party with your marketing automation system, and I was not even in the loop for this outsourcing decision. Now, there's no way to achieve compliance without this opt-in data.
I understand this deadline might seem impossible, but now we are organized as a team, the ultimate data-driven task force. Our data scientist has already designed the recommendation model for personalized interactions,
using Talend machine learning with our big data lake to collect and prepare the data to feed the Spark-based recommendation engine in machine learning libraries. With my help, the model has been operationalized and is ready to run in the website and the mobile apps for real-time recommendations.
Regarding privacy and the GDPR regulation, our newly hired data protection officer has given me the guidelines to ensure this campaign applies only for customers that gave their consent. Together, we found out that we just need to add the opt-in data in our data lake.
So you're already using data prep for analytics, but you're also going to use it for onboarding the data too.
I asked my marketing agency for this data, which they sent to me as a file.
Ah, okay. So you already have the data.
Yes, but I'm afraid it doesn't appear as it should in our CRM.
And you're using data preparation. Isn't this just a tool for analytics?
It's so much more. Let me show you. I've already logged into Data Prep. I'm going to use a new preparation using the file from my partner, which is already available here. In this case, I only really want to cleanse and standardize my opt-in customer data within the dataset, so I can choose to only view data entries labeled yes. One of the coolest things about Data Prep is that it's actually smart enough to understand my data. It's automatically detected that the third column is a first name, the fourth a last name, the fifth an email, and the sixth a city. This is called the semantic type, and I can adjust the data type for these columns if I need to. I can edit how the column reads my data. For instance, this is actually US data. So let's adjust the postal code for US. The real magic is indicated by this colored bar above each column. Data Prep can illuminate correct, empty, and invalid values as well. When I drill down on my invalid data, I can see this email is flagged in orange. It looks like the @ symbol is missing, so I'll correct it. Data Prep highlights other quality issues such as spaces in the first and last names, which I'll get rid of. I'll format the phone number with the phone standardization and make them all US national. If I drill into the state code column, I see that there are records that are DC, but that is fine, so I'll leave those too. It looks pretty good, but to fully connect this contact data with my sales organizations, I need to retrieve the sales org data related to each contact location. This is called a lookup. And now I'm done.
That was incredibly fast. And I love how user-friendly this whole interface is.
Absolutely. This panel listing my actions against the data is called a preparation. It took me no more than 7 actions, and my data is ready for you. Now, I can't just send this in an email to you as an attachment.
Our data protection officer kindly asked us to avoid replicating our customers' personal data on Excel files.
Got it. Then what I'll do is I'll simply share my preparation with you within a shared folder. I'll select the IT folder where my compliance officer has already listed you as having access. And there, now you should be able to access my file.
Awesome. I'll now show you how you can reconcile your cleansed data in the data lake with our customer data hub. I'll be using Talend Studio.
Oh, geez. I'm not great with all your techie stuff, Mark.
Don't be afraid. You'll never use this. But it's our favorite tool within IT, and it's pretty powerful. It runs natively in our data lake through Spark, so I can run any data, no matter its structure or volume. Now, last time, it took us 8 weeks to complete this whole process. I had to interview you, formalize your requirements, and get your validation. Then I needed to implement them, and then ask for data samples for my test. And then we would probably have to go back and forth to adjust the rules.
There has got to be a more efficient way to go about this whole thing.
Well, now there is. Using the studio, I can get your data and connect it with our customer data hub. I'll use a matching component together with the contact and profile data from our CRM system and with Twitter and other social profile data for deep personalization through the Twitter profile.
And using my preparation, which I personally designed and tested, I've already eliminated 15% of the supplier's junk data since it didn't match my business rules.
If I had to do this on my side, it would have taken weeks. I have brought the data into this tool for your intervention, so I need to use a T-Data Stewardship output component. The stewardship application is for your team to help me resolve records that are not matched automatically and through the matching rules. This is another great example of how IT and business can better work together.
Now I need to log into the Talend Data Stewardship application, a tool allowing business users to verify the duplicate records and compliance to validate it, since we know the data best. Here I can see your request for my review of your discrepancies.
This application looks a lot like data preparation.
Nice, right? I can drill down to the tasks assigned to me. Thanks to the semantic analysis, I know this email selected is not correct. This is the obvious correct choice, so I'll let the system know and then lock that record. The next record shows 2 different phone numbers listed for this one contact. I trust the CRM data more than the opt-in data, so I'll ask Data Stewardship to use the most trusted number for this record. I'll continue in this fashion throughout all of my assigned tasks. We'll validate my selections once 100% of the tasks are completed. Now the tasks and data go to the compliance officer to review our actions to ensure we're not overriding anything key.
Why does compliance need to review?
Just as a second pair of eyes to ensure my intentions were correct. It's always good to have someone safeguard the data lake against invalid data, since it exchanges so many hands.
Smart.
Let me introduce my compliance manager, Janelle.
Hello.
Can you show us how the whole process comes to a close at your end?
Of course. I've logged into the Stewardship app and I've got a few extra features as an administrator. And I can see Ashley's request to resolve tasks. I'll review each record, and if I disagree with any of Ashley's intentions, I'll reject the record. That sends it back to her to be corrected. Otherwise, I can accept each record individually or all records at once and officially validate the choices.
Now, all of these records can go back out to the data lake.
Yes, using another data integration job to feed it into your recommendation engine, which is queued up for the next best recommendation the product offers.
We have just completed the entire process in a handful of minutes.
Incredible.
Do you think we could meet our deadline of next week?
Thanks to Talend Data Preparation, Talend Studio, and Talend Data Stewardship? Absolutely.